Good
And
GoPro.
Yeah,
what's up, guys? We are live.
just for a little fun.
What's going
Good
on,
evening.
guys?
What do you have your headphones on?
Man, we got the mics.
I see we got the double glasses. You got some? What's up with that?
Yeah, it's night vision. I got them off Amazon.
Finally
What are
put
those things
you.
going?
They're night vision.
Seriously?
So, yeah, everything's really bright right now.
Let me
Pretty
guess,
cool.
$50 off Infowars.com
Oh man.
plus shipping and tax.
Oh,
All
Are those
right.
things,
only
are those
20
things
bucks. Huh?
are those things bulletproof?
Oh, they're not actually.
Oh
This is
damn.
this is actually kind of fun. So are we supposed to monologue or something? Because
I think
are we
I
supposed to
think
talk as if we have people watching right now, or are we
I mean,
like
yeah, people
Joe?
will see this.
wait, Mike, are you live?
Yeah, we're live. We're a minute
On
in.
what?
No, we're not literally live. I'm just recording this, and it's
Oh,
going on the YouTube.
that's fine. I thought we were like live.
So
Nah,
who wants
that'd
to
be a little weird.
explain why we're doing this? Like, what's the purpose?
I think you might as well do that, Mike.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, I could
Because we're
explain a
living
little
through
bit.
history, right?
I mean, you guys could
So
explain
honestly, the
that.
reason that I wanted to have these calls, these weekly calls, is because I think something interesting is going on with society and everything around us. To be honest, I think we've officially entered a new dimension, and this is the beginning of the documentation that will
Yes.
proceed in the next couple of weeks.
Couple of
You
weeks. You mean
Nobody knows
years?
when this thing is going to end, but it could be months, it could be years.
I would have to say my prediction's years. I'm gonna say that right now.
My prediction is that Vin recited that to himself in the shower a few times. But I mean, we are doing this because I feel like we're in a fucking history class. I mean, it's
We're
pretty
we're in the
weird.
books. We're in the books right now.
Yeah, we are in the books. We're in the expensive textbooks right now. There's no doubt about that. You guys are under lockdown. Like, is there any
Yeah.
difference? Like, has anything changed since their little order?
Well, I'm in the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot right now, and there's no one here, and
And
it's a
no
ghost town.
helicopters coming out of the sky finding you?
No,
so,
but it is a ghost town.
so to be honest, like I've been traveling a little bit the past day, and it's kind of nice. Like it's basically just like regular life, but there's a lot less people.
It's
Like
basically fucking have.
everything actually turned out to be essential. Like you got Dunkin', you got any fast food, like those are all essential businesses. So they're just running like normal.
All
Takeout.
right. I mean, what? Why is that essential though? I would say it's more.
I don't know why it is, but it is.
I would say it's just the big guys, the big fish, are the ones open. Because Modell's is closed. I tried to get an arrow from there, and
Modell.
Modell's, Dick's Sporting Goods, they're all closed.
So is that number two pencils that thing shoots, or what is that? They look like actual pencils, don't
All
they?
right. No, I tested the
Did you
crossbow
think the
today.
same thing?
After
Let me
you said it, I definitely agreed.
let me show.
Show a pic of this fucking crossbow.
See,
I
it's
want to
no
see the
joke.
pencils though. Where's the pen?
It's no joke, guys. This thing shoots.
Jeez. Is this you or is this a video game?
No, that's me.
Are
You see the
Just wait.
pencil in
Hold
the?
on.
you shooting it in the house? It
Yeah, I shot it right there.
can't be intense if you're shooting it in the
It
house.
did. It went through. It went through the pillow and the box.
Hmm. How much was
So
that?
it was like a hundred with the scope.
Okay. Well, we'll
I
call you
never.
Daryl, Walking Dead.
Yeah, I think I am.
Hopefully, this doesn't go on as many seasons as The Walking Dead did.
I think
Hopefully,
no,
this
but
pandemic's way.
if we
way
are to guys,
no.
if we are to actually start taking roles, like if we were to make the trip up to Minnesota and stuff, I do think that I might as well claim the farming role.
You're the farmer?
You're
I
claiming
mean,
the
I just stocked up on a ton of seeds. I got
Ah.
cucumbers, I got green beans, tomatoes, potatoes.
Oh,
I got
nice.
Have you ever done a garden?
I've done like a couple of pots last year.
Spices?
Mike, you're gonna be busy hunting, so
Me?
I'm gonna be. I have to. You need someone back at the place keeping the fire running, and then doing gathering. I'll be making
My-
the plan.
My
Or-
question is, I'm Daryl. I'm shooting the arrow.
Mike, you might
This
just
is
have,
my question though.
Mike,
What
you
is
might
Mike's
just have
top-
to be in the window watching for people coming.
Yeah.
Oof, man, you're on the rooftop sniping.
Now, question: Could you think we can get to Minnesota right now if we left?
Yeah.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, you could definitely get here. Problem
Do you-
is, I don't know what the hell we do when we get here and why you'd come here yet.
Yeah. Because I bet you a couple weeks. All right, so we do this
We'd be
podcast
sitting
every week.
Normal. We're sitting in Minnesota. It's like a normal day. Mike's like, "You guys want to go to Chipotle?"
Like
It's closed.
it's like the fucking like the seventh day you guys are here. I'm like, wait, why are you guys here again? What's the plan?
I mean, I'm
Mike's been sitting
predicting.
on the roof for 7 days straight.
I'm predicting that we'll do this podcast every week, right? And a couple weeks in, we're not gonna be able to get to Minnesota anymore. That's how I see it going down.
So you've definitely gone down the conspiracy route, and Vin and I were talking about this. And
For sure.
my big thing is like, let's just say hypothetically, they're the fucking mustache twirling evil men are inching their way to martial law.
Jeez.
What is the reason that we have to go to martial law? Like, why do they need everybody inside to do their master plan? Is there any like reason?
Hold on. Can you guys hear me? I lost you guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
There's only
I
so
can't
much.
hear you. Hold on.
Just hijacked the whole thing.
Hold on.
That's
Why
just
is
so
he
happens.
going out just at this moment?
I know it's.
Hey,
that
am I back?
Wi-Fi.
Can you hear me?
They're cutting him out.
Can you hear me?
Dunkin' Donuts just put the kibosh, dude.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, my headphones went out for a sec. I think they interfered.
So I'll repeat the question. Why
Yeah, say that again.
why do they need martial law to do whatever it is their evil plan is? I really don't get that part. Like, let's just say hypothetically they lock us all in the homes. Now they got the streets. What are they gonna do? Road work? Like, what is it that they're doing out there? What the fuck is the plan that they can't do while we're out and about? Like, where they can't hide in plain sight?
What it would be is that they need to take away the guns first, and that would be by
but they don't do that with martial law.
No, that's just the conspiracy route. But they would want everyone inside, not communicating with each other, really, not
Like
socializing.
this.
Yeah, I mean, this would be. I don't like. My fear is that we won't be able to do this eventually.
So I'll take Mike's side just for a quick second to elaborate on
For
potentially
a
what
quick
they could
second.
do. I think that
Just for a sec.
I really think that there's something going on where they've gotten rid of all of the distractions. So literally anything that you would do for fun, anything that's leisurely, it's all been taken away so that all you have is this left. So if all you're doing is looking at screens, well, now you're in control, or now they're in control because they can push anything they want through those screens.
But even then,
Mhm.
what is the end achievement?
I don't
Now,
know.
now
I
they
don't
got
really
your
agree with
screens.
that.
Oh fuck, they got your screens. But like, what are they going to do?
The end goal is depopulation.
What? Wouldn't they
Yeah.
not want us to stay inside though? Then wouldn't they want the virus to just spread faster? Not tell us, like release the virus and stay silent about it.
No, I mean,
Mike, I think
no, hold on. What would happen is that everyone's gonna stay inside if
Yeah.
this were the case. Okay, and then the whole economy crashes, which you need. This is the point of quarantine, because the whole economy crashes, and then no one has money, so they don't have money for food anymore, and that's when they start rioting the stores, and it just gets like a war zone out here, and that's gonna cause basically a Great Depression, worse than the Great Depression, and that's when way more people than the virus would actually kill are gonna die.
I guess.
Mike's face went from joking to like his smirk just slowly dropped, and he's like, "Oh wow, that kind of makes a lot of sense."
Okay, it kind of does, but I mean, it's just like I feel like that they don't need to destroy everything to thin the population. I don't know about that, but I definitely think that some of what you said is possible. Like
Yeah.
Here's the future. You guys ready for it?
we're going to prediction mode already.
Let's hear your
It's gonna
take,
be,
then. That was mine. I'm just
it's
saying.
gonna be the average general public, like mass population, is gonna be on government welfare, and the technology and robots are gonna be running all of the monopoly systems that are still running.
Like Walmart and stuff.
Because this is the first step, but once everybody's inside and like most businesses or many businesses and people are getting laid off, like you might just have a lot of people sitting home not knowing what to do with themselves. Like you already have that thing coming into play with Trump,
What?
the stimulus.
Yeah. Why?
No.
Why are they gonna send $1,000 each?
Because they want you to get used to it.
Exactly. That's things
We're
are
all
clearly.
getting ganged over and over now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
told you
wasn't
guys
that
about Yang a long time ago. You never
wasn't
listened.
that Yang's? Wasn't that Yang's?
That
bit?
was a gang deal, man. We were all in. We were all stoked for it. Now Trump's doing it. I don't even know what the hell to think. How about I don't know. I don't know if I buy the conspiracy thing yet. Like it could be like that something's going on. I think the most conspiratorial thing that happens is that like what we see today. The Senate, they're trying to vote on shit. They're disagreeing. Each party's trying to stuff in what they want, their little power controls, their little agendas, and it just they get away with doing a lot more over this time frame than any other time frame they usually would. Like I said,
Now, do you think that things are gonna go back to normal?
oh, sound.
Is it messing up?
Uh,
Hold on. So annoying.
what did that sound like?
It sounds like an alien feedback.
Now we can't hear you, Mike.
Hold on. How about now?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Am I back?
Sounds a little different, but
yeah.
I can hear you.
So do you think that things are gonna go back to just normal, like before any of this happened?
My prediction is that what's gonna happen is that we're gonna get some bad fucking numbers this next 2 weeks, and they're really gonna try to get everyone to stay inside. And I just think that we're not gonna be able to do it for a long period of time. I think people are gonna start just fucking disobeying and going out and doing what they want to do, and then we'll see what happens. I don't know, man. I just can't see.
That's the point, Mike, right there. That's the point where we see the truth. Whether the disobeying starts turning into violations, tickets, and enforcement, or if they start letting it slide.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna know like how far they're willing to take it. But you know what? Even today, I don't know if you guys watched it. I didn't have a chance because it literally just happened. It was Trump did, every day he's been doing his fucking speeches or whatever. Some of them have been just routine. Some of them have been pretty wild. But today, I didn't get to watch it, but I did kind of get like a little recap. And basically, he was kind of using some language indicating like we're not gonna do this forever. Like it's not gonna go on for
Yeah,
that
I
long.
heard
Like,
that.
yeah, like he was kind of like almost indicating like I don't know. Like that's really the question. Are they eventually gonna be like, yeah, we're not gonna fucking destroy the entire economy for a couple million people. We still got 7 billion people here. So
I mean, to be
Right,
honest, dude, I don't even think I trust Trump anymore. I'm just gonna say it.
like.
there's a lot of people that don't trust Trump. So
No, like, I mean, I did, and then it's starting to look a little sketchy what's going on.
I mean, this
What
whole
is
situation is
what
sketchy.
looks sketchy about it?
I mean, like, it's starting to, like, I remember, like, back when, like, he was first getting elected, I had a little doubt in my mind that it's like, all right, he was friends with all of them. He was friends with the Clintons, all of them. Like, they would golf together, everything. Like, and it's like, all right, there's a there's a little doubt in my mind that he might be an insider. Like,
This is
but,
just too fucking rabbit hole for the first podcast.
but, like, I was like, you know what? I trust him. Like, I'm gonna trust him. But that little doubt always is there, and now it's starting to look like it could be coming out, like the dark side of him, basically. Because, but
What
I
have
don't
you
know for
seen that
sure
was
yet.
dark sided so far?
I mean, just that we're going into total like quarantine nationally. I think
Yeah,
it's a
but it
little
doesn't
weird.
really seem like the federal government has been doing that much for like the quarantine shit. Seems like it's mainly the states.
Yeah, not yet.
True. I was telling you guys I was really shocked when I heard that the government was trying to conceal unemployment insurance claims and like state unemployment, how many people were going on that they were trying to like delay it. And the New York Times reported on it that Trump was asking the governors to please like not like publish that data. And I was just like, wow, like they are actually withholding information purposefully so that we don't freak the fuck out.
Where'd you find that out again?
New York Times.
I
See
think that
that's
could
weird.
have been Tommy.
What's that?
Could have been Tommy.
I
Is it up there?
don't know if Tommy would watch this, but I actually follow him still, and
He
he
might be.
They said that he's been like reporting it.
By the way, everyone, Tommy is our cousin. Just so you know, he's a writer at the New York Times. Gotta
I'm
let him
saying,
know.
yeah,
Yeah, Mike is the Jamie.
yeah, Mike's the new James. I mean, I don't know. I think that the conspiracy shit. I just think that you gotta be a little careful with that shit. I mean, why the other day did you say that Bill Gates was the devil?
Bill Gates?
Yeah.
I mean, there's word around that
Oh.
he patented the virus. Like,
What do you mean? Patented.
listen, I'm not an expert,
You
but
gotta have a good
Yeah,
source.
no, we
for that.
can't be talking
Yeah.
about that in the podcast without some evidence.
I'm not saying I know this, but I just
Bill
heard
Gates
word.
looks like a soft, gentle man.
All right, he looks like a freak. Let's be honest.
I
He
will
looks like
say that TED talk that he did. Did you watch it, Vin?
exactly.
It's almost
No.
a little scary how close it was for prediction status. Like this
Oh,
dude
actually,
literally.
I saw the highlights. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the whole thing is just. I mean, he's right. I mean, one could just say that he's right, but yeah, I mean, I could see where people are like, "Man, that was pretty spot fucking on."
Yep.
But I don't know. Whatever. How much food do you guys have stocked up?
A lot.
I heard you just had ramen.
No, I got a bunch of bags of rice the other day.
Did you get
I
that
did
50-pound one I got?
I think it's 20 pound. But did you guys see my video I sent you with the line?
Yeah, was that the
Oh, from the
first morning they had the lockdown or the
Yeah.
shelter or whatever?
Yeah, Mike, you
Yeah.
better be happy that's not here. That's called martial law and
So
nature stuff.
there was a huge line at Walmart, guys. And that was the first day that we went to shelter in place in New Jersey. And it was crazy.
Like
I've
any
never
crazier
seen it.
than any other day, or what was it?
I mean, the Walmart worker came out and he said, "Listen, guys, if you're looking for toilet paper, If you're looking for water, we don't have it. That's what he said. And then a
What,
bunch of
came outside with the
people left.
loudspeaker?
Yeah, he said that to everyone. It was
And then what?
everyone.
Just a bunch of people started walking away like, ah, fuck.
Yeah, everyone was shivering. It was freezing out. I was like, oh man, it's coming, and that's why I decided to stay in line. I was like, I better stock up.
What did you get?
Just a lot of food, a lot of rigatoni, just rice, um, anything I could find really.
I've been stocking up on fucking takeout food over the past couple of business days, sadly. Because
What do
I'm
you
so
mean?
scared. Dude, I'm terrified that in like a couple days they're just gonna shut down the restaurants and say, yeah, we ain't doing this shit no more. And I'm like, man, I gotta get my
they
Chinese
definitely have
food one
the
last
right
time.
to.
What?
If it's not worth their time, they could close.
Yeah, Nicole's like, well, why don't we just eat the food we have here? Why do you want to order takeout again? I said, because it's not going to be available in a week. I'm telling you, it's going to go away. It's going to be done. It's
Yeah.
gonna be so sick and tired of this fucking pasta. Like,
Well, that's a non-essential.
I mean,
Takeout.
No,
yeah,
I mean,
like,
I think they consider it essential as of now because not everybody has a kitchen. So, like, some people need to order out.
I mean, if you shut down that part, there is no other lifeline for those businesses. And how can you just tell them to shut down and there's no follow-up? Like, doesn't that mean that they have to get some form of money? Like, that's what I think this bill's all about. Like, they have to give some money to some of these companies that are getting so fucked by it, because otherwise things just aren't going to be the same.
As a business, I understand. You can't just support, like, a month or two. Like, I mean, if you're big enough, you can. But if you're a smaller business, you can't just go a full month without getting cash flow.
Yeah.
Takes a beating.
I mean, I'm kind of like right now, and I see a lot of people online fighting about, that we shouldn't be bailing out the corporations like the airlines and stuff like that. And I do kind of agree in a way. Like, I do think that like you should have some money set aside to operate in the case of disaster. But the thing is, right now, everyone's saying this afterwards. Like, nobody thought about this pandemic beforehand. No one. I don't give a fuck what you say now. I don't know anybody that ever said that.
Other than Bill Gates.
Other than the evil one.
You're right. Bill knew.
And The Simpsons. The Simpsons called it too.
Yeah, those two, they always, I don't know, man. So
I
it's
think
like,
that's the meditation. I really do. I think they were tapped in. They could tell the future.
I mean, there was a cartoon of Kobe dying in a helicopter, and then yeah, there was, and then yes, and then a couple weeks later, a virus breaks out. So
where did you see that, Mike?
that's a fact. There's a cartoon.
If you're
of
gonna
that.
be Jamie, you
did
gotta
Alex
be
Jones say that, or did you actually get to see the cartoon?
I saw the cartoon, and that wasn't on Alex
You gotta drop
Jones.
a link in.
I'll try to find the link. Yeah, when I post this, I'll try to find the link.
But for the future, you gotta do it immediately.
I mean, there were millions of cartoons of 9/11 before that happened. So just look it up on YouTube, guys. For anyone who's not awake yet.
Oh man,
It's no joke.
Well, going back to the funding, like, I don't know. I'm a little biased because my wife works for the airline. We travel all the time. I mean,
what do you mean the funding?
Well, because they're talking about like they're basically talking, because we've done this before. We've done this with different industries before, where they've gone down, and the whole concept like, oh, too big to fail. Like, we can't have the airlines go down, because if they go down, no one's going to be able to travel. The government's very dependent on them. They're kind of like they're like a business that we kind of like need, and if the airlines go down, it's very difficult. It's not like, I've seen some people online saying, let all the airlines go down and all this shit. And I'm like, who is gonna take their place? Like, do you really think that some other guys like have a bunch of airplanes like just ready to rock and roll and be like, all right, get out of the way, United? Like, airlines are really
Yeah.
expensive. Like, they're really difficult to build. And what I think a lot of people don't understand is they're very expensive to maintain. Like, the profits they get, I know that they get money, but even with my people were talking shit online, and I wanted to jump in, but I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna get in. But I'm like, dude, like
What were they said?
they're talking all this smack about the airlines and how they're so greedy and all this shit. And like I said, there is a lot to that. Like, I agree with them in certain respects. I always tell Nicole, I'm like, man, that company, they do some shady ass shit. Everybody knows this if they've flown. You know, when you go there, like, you get fucking just screwed every time by everything. I mean, we don't, because we've had a lot of the benefits of flying with benefits, but a lot of other people just get screwed. Like, it's expensive. But like last month, Delta gave all their employees like 2 months worth of profit sharing, like of your salary. Imagine just getting like $10,000. That's sick,
That's crazy. Yeah.
and a lot of companies don't do that. So I mean, it's not like they're all evil, but I get why people would be pissed off about giving. I mean, they're talking about over $1 trillion. We're talking about like 1.6
Now, do
ish.
you guys
Oh,
know anyone who lost their jobs yet?
Um, I know people that work in the restaurant industry that are like servers that aren't working, but I actually don't know anybody that's lost it, that like outside of that industry. Do
My
you?
mom just told me that, like, my mom also works at the airport as a bartender or whatever, and
keep going.
but she said that all the cleaning ladies and all that, they just got laid off, and a lot of them worked there for like 15 years and stuff.
I believe
So
it.
what are they firing them for no reason? Like, why would
No,
you fire?
because they're probably in a bunch of fear, whereas they have a lot of overhead costs and they don't see any foreseeable revenue, so they start panicking.
I'm
You
saying,
better.
would you fire someone if you didn't think it was a long-term thing that's about to happen?
Well, no, but I think that a lot of people are forgetting, like, everyone is like just they're online, everyone's turning into trolls and just like shouting at one another. But like, for instance, Vin could be like in one stage of his business one year, he could be like just reaping in the rewards, like just getting a lot of cash, not really sure what to do with it. But then the next year, Vin in his business could use all that money and be like, you know what? We're gonna heavily invest in this. And we're going to be broke for a while, but this is going to pay off in a year, right, Vin? I mean, and then what happens is
Yeah.
you put all that capital towards that, and then you get fucking screwed. So we have no idea what that cleaning company invested in, what their plans were, whether or not they were already in debt. I mean, you just don't know. There's so many different variables with other businesses. They weren't planning on a fucking pandemic.
But what I will say, Mike, is I do kind of agree with you that they do say businesses should have an emergency fund. Like, if I was running my business correctly, like, I should have 3 months of my expenses covered in an emergency fund. Like, these bigger companies should be able to take a month of like vacancy in a way. Like,
I definitely think that I could see
but
like a
maybe it's like an extreme. Like, maybe the airlines are losing billions. I don't know exactly how much they're losing, but I feel like it should be able to be predicted, like worst case scenario type.
supposedly they're losing anywhere for they're saying 50 million to 100 million dollars per day is what they're losing.
Oh my God, that's
So
crazy.
it's like, I mean, I get it though. I get why people are pissed off. So I mean, there's definitely two sides to the coin, and I think they are going to get some bailout. They're obviously going to get bailed out. I mean, we know this, but I guess I don't think we're going to find out about that until Thursday. So maybe
Now,
next week.
Mike, quick question: a bailout. Does the government try to take a percent of the company when they bail out, like as an investor, or is it just free money, like a grant?
Well, we know that in the past they haven't really done bailouts that well. Like, there wasn't a lot of strings attached, like rules, and I think that's why people are getting a little concerned. Which I think that we all should be concerned about what the stipulations are. It's kind of like if one of you guys got like super broke and I gave it to you and you just go blow it at the bar. It's like, well, what are you doing? Like, so there's definitely got to be some rules on. I mean, I know that one thing that they do is that it's basically like a loan. Like in a lot of respects, they actually have to pay that money back, but it might not be for a significant amount of time. The airlines infamously don't get, or they already get like tax breaks over other businesses to survive. I don't know. I mean, the airlines are so different than every other business. It's kind of hard to whatever. But I mean, I don't think we should just focus on the airlines. There's like so many restaurants. There's probably thousands of
So
small
I'll tell
businesses.
you, aside from restaurants and airlines, I think another big industry that's going to be hit is the hotels.
I think they're screwed.
Like,
Oh, why hotels?
are you even allowed to stay in a hotel? Because once somebody stays, the next day,
Yeah, are you right now?
somebody could go into that room and now they're infected, and the whole hotel could spread very quick.
Are hotels open? I don't know.
I
I
mean,
think they're closed.
yeah, I don't see a reason why you would keep them open right now.
Now, my
I think
question
it's
is,
too public.
what's up with like the landlord situation? Like, let's say people in the city who are like bartenders, are they going to be able to not pay rent and still live there?
It's a good question. I mean, I think that's really what this check
Because
is.
if not, it's gonna get bad.
I think that's why they're doing this check is because, like I said, I really think the government is too stupid to be able to figure out who should really get it and who shouldn't. And so they just say, fuck it. We'll just send it to everybody. Hope the people who don't really need it will inject money into the economy by spending it and buying, I don't know, a new TV or something. And then the other people are going to use it to pay rent, you know? And I think that they're hoping that this shouldn't go past maybe, you know, like the bad season of it wouldn't go past June-ish, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Everyone keeps saying June, July, August is kind of like when we'll be coming out of this.
That's
So I mean,
that's an optimistic view right there.
I'm
well,
honestly thinking that I honestly feel like the light is coming sooner. I sort of feel like we're
Oh
looking at like
man.
I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna put my bet in now for the first chat. I
Well,
think
it's
that this
it's
is going
recorded,
to
so.
I think that this is going to lighten up and phase out by the end of May.
think end of
Wow.
May.
Words right after my birthday.
You're
Well,
really extreme
I think that
optimist.
you might be right that things will let up, as in like maybe like I
Like
told
what we can do, what I'm saying. Not all cases, but I think you'll
Oh,
see
yeah.
the down curve.
I think
Well-
that I don't know, I don't even know about the curve, but I'll say that I don't think that people are going to quarantine past May. I really just don't see us doing this for that long, unless they do some crazy shiznit like what Mike is talking about. Like all of a sudden we have a federal ban.
Well, how much what are we at now? How many cases are in the US?
Well, from what I know, here I'll pull up the monitor.
I don't know, but the Italy stats are starting to get up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
Way
like New
up.
York.
Higher.
So just like yeah, the New York. I told you guys this like a couple weeks ago when the New York got hit. That was when the real concern was because fucking New York, man, it's just so dense. You know, it's just
Yeah.
like it's like the perfect breeding ground for this type of virus. The White House's coronavirus response coordinator said the percentage of population that is infected in the New York metro area is nearly 5 times that of other areas in the United States. The New York Times says.
And
There's
how much cases are there in New
there's
York?
20,800 plus in New York.
There's 20,000.
800 plus.
With a 3.4% mortality.
Yeah. Minnesota here where I am there's 200. California 2,100. Washington was pretty bad, 1,900, but I think that they're starting to get it under control. I don't know. It's just New York is so tough, man.
I mean, guys, like a week ago there was like 10 cases in New York. So what's it gonna be in a month?
For the first time in our history, it says that 100 people are dying per day in U.S. So, I mean, I just think that they don't want that to snowball.
I mean, I doubt that's true, but 100
What?
people 100 people are dying every day from old age anyway.
All right.
Yeah, they're just
Well, Mike, you
marking
make
it.
a good point
Corona.
because I think that the next biggest debate is going to be exactly that. It's going to be, do we continue to trash our economy and like suffer economically, or like that's going to be the debate. There's going to be the capitalists versus like the people who are like, we need to take this seriously and remain in our houses. It's like, do you save 1,000 lives or do you take the country down for it? This
What
is
do you
going to be
think?
the
What
debate.
side do you think that Trump is going to be on?
I think Trump is going to be towards the business, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be happy with that.
Yeah, his tone today when I read that, I mean, I like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing, but it just kind of felt like there was like an inkling like that they may be realizing like, man, we're not going to do this forever. I don't know. And like you said, maybe they just have to simply accept the fact that
But then, well, yeah, keep going. Sorry.
there's just no way to stop it. I mean, the only thing that you can do is slow it down. But there's gonna come a point where I just feel like it's gonna be already fucking everywhere, and then it's like I don't know. I just feel like if you're in one of those positions where you have pre-existing, I mean, my mom has different, these pre-existing conditions. I know we're all concerned about are the people that are older, but it's like, do we just those people have to use extra caution and it kind of becomes a reality? But I mean, I think the best thing, I don't really want that to be the method, by the way. I think that we should hunker down as long as possible.
I mean, who's to say that you can't just be sick and they can just mark it down as corona, you know?
What's that mean?
I mean, I really doubt that everyone has corona who they're saying has corona. You know, I mean, they might just.
I think that so many more people have coronavirus than anybody is even aware. Like, I think that's possible that Mike, you have it right now and you don't even know.
I know, but I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying, though.
I think that Mike is exactly right. I think that it's almost like having marijuana in your system for an OD, but you ended up ODing on cocaine or something, but you happen to have marijuana in your system.
Yeah.
I think like coronavirus, apparently it's been around for like not thousands at all, but like many years. But
so what you're saying is like it's a scapegoat.
It's a more active virus.
So it's like
it's
like
bullshit. It's
when something happens.
What did you say?
It's bullshit. Complete BS, guys.
It's not BS.
It's something that I think a lot of people have in their systems, but they're getting sick with other things, and then it happens to be in their system when they die.
What'd you just say then? Say it again.
I said I think more people have corona than you think. It's one of those things where it happens to be in their system when they die from something else.
So that leads to the question.
I think that could be the case, but I definitely think that everyone knows, like, when you're getting sick by it, it's doing something that no one's really ever experienced. Like those two getting coupled together, that fever, that the issue with the lungs, and just all those different things. It's basically like every sickness you know of that just it gets combined all into one. And if you're older or if you have a weak immune system or whatever you got going on, it's just really tough for you to fucking get rid of. It's really.
I mean, 57,000 people died from the flu in 2019. They say in the U.S. alone. So what's up with why is this so hyped? Is it because of the curve, or is it because of something else?
I do think the curve thing is a huge concern because so you have your flu statistics, and we don't know how long. Like, let's just say the flu is way more well established. Like, it's all over the place. It's very possible that the flu is that there's this type of disease is going around all the time, and that we either have like built up walls against it or anything. So this is a long-standing thing. It's been around for a long time. We haven't seen coronavirus long-standing, full-powered like the flu. And the fear is that it could do way more devastation than the flu could possibly even imagine.
I think the idea is
yeah, I don't believe that.
It's been around for a long time. Coronavirus is not. So like our systems are not used to the coronavirus.
Exactly.
That's all a bunch of nonsense. That's all.
The other thing is too, Mike, is that all those numbers that you have for the flu, everyone's still got to deal with the flu BS, but now they also got to deal with the coronavirus BS. So now you got a whole nother variable that the system wasn't built on taking on. Like they
All
weren't
right. So
used to that other
so
the
if 57,000 people died from the flu, right? Which means at least every day someone's dying from the flu in the U.S. My point is, if you died right now from the flu, you didn't die from the flu. You died from corona. That's what they're gonna say. They're not gonna say you died from the flu. Trust me.
how do you know?
You know
Oh,
that's true.
because if you have the coronavirus, then that trumps everything else, is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying if you had the flu right now and died, then you'd just be a corona stat. You'd be a corona status. Like you'd be a death of the corona.
I don't
I
know about
think
that.
that's hard to state.
I don't know about that one.
I bet that's what's going on.
I would agree with you to an extent, but not that last part.
Oh,
What's
so
the
you
extent
so
then?
you think that if someone died from the flu right now, they'd be like, oh yeah, they died from the flu.
No, I don't think that they're lying. I just think that if something happens, right? A lot of these people are dying from other causes other than corona. Corona just happens to be in their system. That's why I use the metaphor as having weed in your system on an overdose. It's the same concept.
Yes, and it's clearly they're using it to install fear.
Well, you know what I think they should stop
It's
doing?
like it's like the media portraying marijuana kills. It's the same
Do you
thing.
so you don't think that there's any hype going on to make us fear
I think that
at all?
there's a wrong. I think that there's a that this is all how the system's built. These media companies. I know that there's a lot of people that get really upset when you criticize the media, but the media is just as much of multinational corporations as the rest of them, and they make money off of some of this stuff. I don't know why we have to report. I can like you know how like when there's like terror plots or different things like that, like they don't report every freaking detail on certain things because it's either some sort of security issue or whatever it is. Like tell us like we should know when things are getting really bad, but I don't know if we should report on every single death. Like maybe wait every 2 days. I don't know. Like maybe do
Yeah.
stats twice a week.
Guys,
I
you
don't know.
can't go you can't go anywhere without seeing corona. You can't go anywhere. You can't go on Twitter, you can't go on YouTube without there being a little thing saying corona.
COVID
It's a
19.
yeah, COVID-19.
Also,
It's a
I'm
little
gonna
too far.
I'm
It's a
gonna
little too
open up
far.
a quick dialogue about a new side of a conspiracy. It's not really a
Okay.
conspiracy, but it's like a different realm of what Mike's talking about. I've basically been listening to some sad guru, and he's talking about
The sad goo.
yeah, sad guru. You gotta listen. Mike. I'll send it to you.
What's
He's
he say?
talking about we are entering a new age. So
Okay.
basically, we had the industrial age, then we had the information age. Everyone's learning, everybody's online. But now the coronavirus is about to bring us into the next age, the age of enlightenment. It's the time where I'm telling you, it's the time where people are laid off. It's the time where capitalism starts breaking down and people start going inward. They start studying themselves. They start becoming aware that they're dependent on the government. They start buying tiny homes. They start being self-sufficient. They have farms in their backyard, solar panels on their roofs. I don't know. I've been having this
I
vision
mean,
in my
that's possible, but
I
that wasn't the
actually,
plan. The
yeah.
plan wasn't let's get everyone to be afraid and then let's destroy the economy so that they can become enlightened.
I
The
think
pl-
no, I think you got to look at it in a broader stroke. Like this is nature deciding at this point. The virus has come in,
I
it's
know I just
infected
don't I don't
humanity,
think
and
it is. I don't think
it's
it is.
causing humans. It's causing humans to think in a new way.
I
Well,
just
it
don't think
might
it
not.
is
It doesn't
nature.
necessarily have to be like a plan. It could just be a side effect of what happens, Mike. It could just be that as a result of what happened with coronavirus, people move towards that direction. You
I
know,
don't think it's a plan at all, other than the plan of nature, which is just a natural flow.
I don't even know if it's if it's a plan. It's just mindless. It's just something that happened, and then we react to it. Um,
It's like water flowing down a
Listen,
river.
if it was nature, then it would just wipe out people. It would just wipe them out. It wouldn't be on Twitter. It wouldn't be every single time you turn
No,
on
it
the news.
would, Mike. You need
No,
the
nature.
technology to wrap it. How do you say it? Intensify it.
it's a combination of them, I think. It's both. It's that
Well,
it's our reaction to what's going on naturally. And so yeah, it's appearing on YouTube, Twitter, and everything because we have great concern and we kind of realized how much power nature has over us. I was telling Nicole, I was saying that it's like there's very few things that make kind of everyone's fucking head turn at once. Like usually we're always beefing about this or that in politics, or, Russia's bad, China, all this stuff. But this is kind of one of those things where everybody fucking turns their head and looked at this thing like, oh shit, it's a problem. Like, I,
Yeah.
I always think like Pearl Harbor. Like, I bet you everybody was beefing about shit. Then all of a sudden they looked up like, oh fuck, like this is a problem. You know, like we gotta fucking bind together and deal with this. So, I think that there's a lot of Western civilization things that we do that nobody ever really thinks about or talks about, and no one questions it because it's just the status quo. And I think as time goes on, I think that a lot of it is actually going to be under threat. I mean, we do a lot of things that you don't even think about, and we just do it just because it's always been done. You know, like shaking hands, for instance. That's just something that we do that we've been. Mike, what's going on?
sorry, did that screw things up?
Yeah, you got a noise back there.
I shut it off.
Mike's turning the studio on.
Jeez.
I was trying to get some heat in here, but
No, I just think that I agree with you, Vin. I think there actually is a lot of things in our civilization.
I think this is a wake up call from nature. That's my true belief. I don't think it has anything to do with man. I think it's nature saying we need a goddamn break, and you guys need to start analyzing and being aware of what you guys are
I
doing.
would have to take the total opposite side. I think this is all man. One, I don't even think the flu is nature. I
Mike,
think it's a bioweapon that was created in China.
real
All
quick,
right?
Mike, I
What?
think
Is
I want you to think on the opposite end. I think it's nature using man as an example to prove a point.
that I could get behind. That I could get behind. But if you're gonna
It's
say that you wouldn't think
technology is installing fear, and fear is weakening the immune system. So it causes a mass spread.
now would you wouldn't like say that China would create a bioweapon to take out the US?
I think it's all possible, but I personally think that it's a bigger message. I think it has something to do with humanity as a whole. Because nothing like, I mean, I don't follow history as much as you, Mike, but I don't know of anything else that has affected the whole globe. I'm sure there have been things, but
I mean, there's been previous pandemics and it always affects the globe, but my fear actually, Vin, is that we're gonna do the opposite of what you're saying. My fear is that,
Yeah.
and that's one of the reasons I think right now that we're doing this is to like almost kind of, I did a monologue yesterday just to kind of talk into the camera as to what's going on because this is really significant in our lives. Like this will probably so many things 5 years from now, 10 years from now in our lives will be impacted by this. And
yeah.
my fear is that what will happen actually is that we look at it in like 2 years and be like, man, remember Corona? That shit was crazy. Like, but we don't actually do anything to like prepare for this because there's been a lot of people who, obviously we've all kind of like got a little educated on pandemics and disease recently. Not because, we're, none of us have degrees in this or anything, but we've been like, everyone's just been kind of Googling shit, right? And everyone keeps talking about the Spanish flu and like what happened, and like they forgot about it. That happened. I mean, that happened 1918. That was literally right after World War One, and tens of millions of people died from it.
No,
And like
if
then
things
then
are
it just went away, and then they went into the Great Depression, and nobody remembered it. Like no one gave a fuck. I
if
mean, I
things
feel
are
like
to
they
go
did. I don't want to speak for that.
you're saying it got lost between generations?
It's just like, on to the next thing. Now we're in the Great Depression. Now here comes World War II. Oh, fuck. And nobody, did they prepare for another pandemic? Did they say we got to really make sure that we're prepared for this to come around again? That one dude was saying on Joe Rogan's show, like, one of the airplanes that one of these fighter jets that we purchase, you could have purchased all the masks that we need, But is it profitable to have a warehouse sitting full of 100 million masks and maybe 10,000 beds that no one's in? Like, who wants to do that? Nobody wants to do that. And so we're never prepared. We're gonna, whatever this is in like 6 months to a year, we'll just kind of be like, man, thank fucking God that's over. But we got to have a plan.
If it is that the case that this is just a temporary thing, my prediction is that what this is just a test to see what they can get away with, like including what kind of laws can they pass when everyone is in fear.
Mike,
if it's not the actual, like, straight up the end, basically this is what's going down, like this is the end of humanity,
Mike,
then
I'm kind of in your boat, but I think the day that you're talking about, in my opinion, I think it's just God. I think it's a test on humanity to see which way we go, because we have a chance to either.
I think it's God.
Yeah.
Let me just ask you this: why the hell did God create the coronavirus?
As a test to see where we're gonna go.
So it's a game.
And I don't think you're talking about
I say
God
game,
that I am.
test. I say game.
I don't think you're thinking about the same God that I am either.
Oh no! If we do this, we'll be here all fucking night. This might have to get saved for another.
I'm not talking. Yeah, no, we'll save that for next time. But I'm not talking about the classic.
The OG God.
I'm talking about energy as a whole.
Damn it.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this test. Let me just tell you, I'm not a huge fan of this test. This one's kind of tough. Kind of a brutal test,
Yeah, but I also look at it, right? And you look at, like, let's say you look at the older generations. I mean, a lot of them went through pretty serious wars. Basically, our generations, we get 9/11 and coronavirus.
I mean,
two big things that affect society as a whole.
I think.
Okay, what rights that we have did 9/11 take away? A whole lot of them.
Mainly just surveillance, though, not really any actual constitutional rights.
That's pretty big, though. Since everyone was in fear, you were given the right now to spy on the U.S. Everyone. So now everyone's in fear again. What are they gonna do now?
Well,
How far are they gonna push it?
Like, I don't feel like they were actually trying to do that to spy on everyone in 2001. I don't even think they had the fucking capabilities, dude. Did you ever use a computer back in 2001? They were like Windows 98. Like,
it's not.
I don't even think they could do that.
2001 until now.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't even know if they had that type of vision to know that they'd be able to, like, harvest and spy on hundreds of millions of people in 2001.
Come on. They had virtual reality in, like, 1980. Trust me. They had the vision. Trust me.
All right.
They had virtual reality. Like what? Like fucking Tetris on your face or what?
No, they were straight up machines in the 80s that they were straight up. You could. Come on, you got to watch the podcast.
It's not like Oculus Rift, right? It's got to be a pretty big VR system.
Yeah, it was huge, but I mean, it was there. They have the technology. They have everything. They've been planning this for decades and decades.
So the surveillance thing, let's just go into that for 1 second. Like, I still don't really, like, I never get the end result here. Like, so surveil everybody. Let's do it. Let's get them, surveil them. Then what?
Then you know what everyone's doing at every moment, so you know who's a threat to the plan of a new world order, and you know who's gonna be a sheep.
Was there someone to them? Was there like someone that like?
Do you realize that Bill Gates wants to put chips in everyone right now to be able to say if you have coronavirus or not? You can look that up. That's a real thing.
I mean, what's the difference between a chip being in you or being in a device that you carry everywhere that can hear you and see everything? That's exactly what a
Because you
cell
can
phone
get rid
is.
of that. You can toss that out the window. You can't toss your chip out. It's in you.
That sounds like a brutal Black Mirror episode, dude. I kind of like the idea of some
Oh,
enhancements, some a little bit bionic enhancements, but I get the fear behind it. I don't know. I feel like we're going down a different route here.
I think that you guys, somebody needs to just come up with an ending monologue.
Well, I was thinking, like, you know what's weird is that it doesn't really seem like there's anything being good done while this is going on. Like, can't they fucking go out and work on the roads while all this shit's going on? Like, go and fucking do something while nobody's on the roads? Like, God, like,
Nothing.
isn't
I
there?
feel like
Can we build some fucking playgrounds or do something? Like,
I
Nothing
do
something's
agree
going on
that
right now.
that during this whole thing, there's a lot of lack of productivity.
Yeah, like we
And
should be doing something. Like, okay,
within
so no one's on
myself,
the
too,
Guys,
roads.
they don't want that. They don't want us to be doing nothing. They want us to sit like sheep inside
I
while
don't
while
care
the
about
deep
them,
state and the
Mike. I
elites
don't
do
care
it.
about them. They should be also be doing stuff. Like Mike's saying,
Oh,
like I
they're
think
doing
it's the
stuff.
perfect time to work on the roads.
They
The
should be
roads
working on the roads. We should have.
gonna be the last of our worries. It's the
Oh
last of
my
our
God,
worries.
you are so deep, man.
Oh, I'm deep. Trust me.
You are fucking deep. So
It's the
deep.
last of our worries, guys. The roads. Come on.
Mike, I'm gonna need to send you the Greg Braden talk about Corona.
Greg Braden.
Me or
Oh,
him?
oh yeah, yeah. I saw that, right?
I'm gonna have to send it to you, Mike.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I just feel like why wouldn't they just turn off the internet now? Like, what the fuck are they waiting for? Why not just turn off the cell phones and internet now? We're already in disarray. Then what?
I already made my plans with my friends and stuff. Like, if it goes down, we know where to meet, and we know what time to be there.
So that's what I will say,
I'm
Mike.
not gonna be surprised if that happens at
Like,
That's
all.
our biggest fear. That would be our biggest fear is everybody's home. Not many people are working. You can't leave your home. Everyone's on the internet, and then it shuts off.
Honestly, I had a mild concern about this for a minute, is because they were saying in Europe that Disney and YouTube or whoever was gonna, they were gonna downgrade service big time, like maybe 25+%, and it would be a little slower or maybe like bad quality. Like I was thinking to myself, have we ever had a time where we've all gone on the internet? Like you ever remember like when video games or like new services are released? Everybody tries to go on at once and the servers fucking crash. Like, could that happen if everyone's just?
They were saying
Yeah.
that Netflix was almost gonna crash the internet.
That's crazy.
Like
Guys,
they were begging
anything is in the
Netflix to go to
ballpark.
SD.
Anything goes right now. We're in quarantine. I'm taking a risk right now, even being in my car.
Mike, what is on your window? Is that the reflection?
That's the reflection. It looks cool though, right? It looks like I'm in a spaceship.
Yeah, I can see. Look at that delay. Well, look at what I got. I'll show you this because I've been panicking about my fucking hair, dude.
What the hell?
Jeez.
Fucking brand new clippers, dude. I think I might shave it tomorrow. You a buzz, man. Dude, when are we gonna be able to cut our hair again? You tell me. You tell me when Great Clips or whatever is gonna be open again.
Well, that ain't gonna help you when the electric goes out with it.
I'm telling you, now's the time to research. I'm telling you, now's the time to research how to make fires, eat berries, do all that jazz. Because when the internet goes down, you're not gonna be able to learn.
I mean, yeah, I'm debating buying like those fire starters on Amazon soon. They're not too
Screw
expensive.
the fire starters, Mike. Look up how to start the fire without a lighter.
That's true.
Are you just
should
talking
get
about like
into
a
that.
flint?
You have to learn. If we don't know how to do it, it's gonna be too late.
You know how to do it, Mike or Vin?
No.
I mean, I know how to start a fire with the stick.
I know the idea of how to do it, but it's a lot harder than you would think.
Yeah.
You need like experience.
I'll tell you what, if you guys want some training right now on what to do, go watch like 2 fucking seasons of Naked and Afraid. You'll figure it out quick.
I mean, yeah, well, let me just bring up this real quick. Just listen to this. So I tried to get a gun the other day, I go to the police station. I talk to the guy there. First of all, it's a black screen. You can't even see the guy, and he's talking to me, and he says, and he's like, I'm like, listen, I need the papers. He's like, listen, the whole township down right now. You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to have to set an appointment, and I don't know when it's going to be. So if this is the case, this is what's going to happen. The moment that also there's news out that everyone in Jersey is trying to get a gun right now, and they can't because what's going to happen is when it's too late and everyone needs a gun, there's going to be no government officials working to give you a gun anymore. So now we're screwed. Any state without guns is screwed. If it's really going to go down, and things are going to get bad, we're not going to have anything to defend ourselves from a tyrannical government.
I'm saying
That
though.
is a key thing to think about.
I'm saying though, do you really think that we're basically like, I know that the government has fear about us, but they have to have people that will serve them. Like military people, I do not think are going to attack their own civilians. And even if they were to try to do that, we would be so fucked. Like, what is your pistol going to do? Even if they did grant you this when a tank rolls down
Well,
the
what I
street,
have to say about that is that,
are useless. They have drones. Like, they will hunt us down like Al Qaeda if they want to.
well, this is my theory. People in the army and the National Guard are going to protect their families first. So everyone else, it comes down to selfishness, and everyone else is screwed who's not in that group.
Yeah,
And
but
that,
every time we've seen this, okay, I'll tell you one. We'll kind of wrap it up here, but
yeah, we got to wrap it
I
up because
will
my
I will
laptop's going to die.
I will tell you that you know what the term coup is? A military.
No.
It's basically the only time that you can get a regime to get out of power, unless you have a full-fledged revolution occur. And what a coup means is that you use the military because they're the only other form of power in the government. So it would be like the Department of Defense here, the Pentagon, overthrowing the White House because they're the only people that actually have the authority to do that. If you take away the military from Trump, the White House and stuff, who do they have? How can they enforce their evil plan?
They
They don't.
can't.
They don't really have one.
Well,
So
that's
it would probably just be all out mayhem.
it comes down to, I think, selfishness. Like I said, people are going to protect their families first, and that's the people in the army and in the National Guard. Everyone else is getting screwed.
I think this is actually a pretty fucking fun. Like this is
Guys, what do you want
surprising.
to?
I thought that maybe we would have a little bit more delay. Like I don't know, like didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but I
What
mean,
do you guys want to call this podcast?
I think you should just do.
Because I'm gonna post it tonight.
don't be tagging me.
I mean, it's just gonna be on Modest Appeal YouTube.
Do you think that's the best place to do it, or do you need to create a whole new channel?
I would, Mike.
I
You know
mean,
what I would do?
I'm gonna.
Call it documenting Corona, and then put like a slash, and then do quarantine edition.
No, but what? Because if this were to end, we gotta keep this podcast going. So what is our podcast gonna be called?
Let's discuss that off air.
All right.
Wait. I do have an idea just to throw it out there. We all
What?
did live on Franklin before the damn Franklin Diner.
We did.
Or we all were familiar with it. How about the Three Musketeers?
All right.
I don't know about that
That's
one.
it.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
it. That's it. There it is. Welcome to the Three Musketeers, guys.
It's too corny,
And
man. It's too
that's
corny.
that's the podcast name.
Well, I will
Well-
say it. I'm pretty surprised that this was that easy and we haven't done this before yet. Like, there's other things we can talk about.
Yeah, look what it took for us to do it.
No, it really took times like this. So
Yeah,
that's why
Uh,
nature is powerful.
yeah.
what's that guy's name again?
I'm gonna send it to you, Greg. Name's
What?
Greg.
No, the other guy. The guy. I don't know why. He just reminds me of some kind of like fucking like mystic villain or something. What's his name?
Joe Dispenza?
No, the fucking dude you were talking about where the
Sad Guru?
natures. Yeah.
Sad Guru.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we gotta wrap it up. My
All right.
last.
I'll send
Let's,
you guys Sad Guru and Greg.
All right. Let's do this in a week, Mike. Let me know when you post it.